I'd like to welcome you all to another episode of Broad in Mind. Let me introduce our speakers. I'm your moderator, the man that wants to try to get clarity, try to get some introspection, try to investigate.
Yes, sir.
And hopefully provoke conversation. Not only with our, two hosts sitting, but also with you guys at home. So, start from now, I'd like you guys to like and subscribe, and we want your comments as we go on.
Yes,
So, introducing on my left hand side, that's the great Stunner G.
Thank you very much.
Stunner G is a musical pioneer, fashion god.
Really?
Stunner G, and again, I need to pick Stunner G's brain regarding some of these things that have happened as a result of the tariffs with the exposure from from some of the Chinese manufacturers. But we'll talk about that. That's a different conversation. And if you guys don't have some convo about that, please drop into the comments as well regarding that. But yeah, so Stunner G, superstar musician, fashionista, and of course a man that's passionate about the kind of conversations that we need in our communities to hopefully make us better.
Yes, sir.
And on my right hand side is the great Lumi Liz.
Okay.
Lumi Liz is out here trying to change minds, trying to change opinions. She's a bestseller writer.
Yeah,
right.
Say that.
And very soon she's going to be putting out a product. I don't want to put it out there yet until she's ready to introduce it.
Yeah.
But yeah, stay tuned for that. So yeah, put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Lumi D. Make sure you follow her, like and subscribe. Let's go. So today, the topic that we're going to be speaking about. But before I do that, we need to also acknowledge, behind the mics. Big shout out to Sir Michael Lee.
The magic.
Main man.
Sorry, quick one. Sorry to cut you.
Go on.
You know what? When I smile like this, you gotta understand it comes from a very beautiful place.
Okay.
You see this man behind the camera, you guys just don't understand.
He's the main man.
But I tell you what, the world is gonna hear about him. That's for a fact.
Yeah, sure.
He's a producer.
But he's incredible.
He's a director. He got the set up and running.
He does so many incredible things. I've never met someone that can literally do everything in his world.
Trust me, chef as well.
He can do anything and everything. Yes, everything. He's incredible. I call him because I believe so much in Almighty God, but he's a small God. But because someone already bears that name, I say he's tiny God, similar to small God. Do you understand?
He's a mini God.
Mini God. That's what's up, man. Mini God, man. Because I don't know of anyone that can do literally
this man can lift 100 kg. So
I'm telling you, it's unbelievable.
He's taking already. So already. He's taking, not by me though.
Don't buzz his bubble.
Actually.
But ladies, still slide in the DMs.
Don't slide no DMs. He's taking.
Put a little competition.
I know. I ain't doing that. I'm not doing. I don't want no trouble.
I'm joking, sis. I'm joking.
I don't want no trouble.
I'm playing. But yeah, so tonight we're going to be speaking about. We had this conversation previously, but I think we really wanted to delve deeper into it because I don't think we had enough conversation about it. So I wanted us to go over this conversation again, and hopefully, because I want us to have a balanced conversation about this, because look, there are arguments for and against, and I just want us to, everyone has their opinions regarding it, and I do want your opinions regarding it. But yeah, let's have a conversation, because we also want from this conversation to have you guys at home. We want your opinions, your suggestions, your additions, your subtractions, your multiplication of the conversation, and even the divisions you have regarding the conversation. We want it all. So, without further ado, let's delve into it. We're talking about the effect of social media on black affairs. But we want to really, really be macroscopic about this and actually delve into this from a black lens. We're talking about from a black perspective in a black family. We're talking about both on the continent, but also in diaspora. We want to speak about what effects are. There's so much information around this. There's so much the media is giving us about this, but we want to sort of we have a balanced conversation, a male, female, millennial, Gen Z, just try to get their suggestions, their opinions, and let's have a very healthy conversation about it. So let's have a little bit of introduction Right, social media serves as both a mirror and an amplifier of cultural values, family dynamics, and community structures. For black families globally, across Africa and diaspora, social media plays a paradoxical role. It offers tools for empowerment and visibility while simultaneously exposing new vulnerabilities shaped by globalized norms, algorithmic biases, and systemic inequalities. And I think this conversation today wants to center around what you guys think about this. And I want you guys just have a very open, honest, and interesting conversation about this. And I'm going to start, in this case, with Lumilise. I want Lumilise to, let me get your views about this. And I want you to come at this as a woman, and also as a Gen Z woman, right?
Okay.
Where you guys have a very, very, very different approach to social media. Please, let's start.
Okay, social media, the effect of social media on family affairs, yeah?
Yeah.
Social media has both the negative and positive effects in the family, depending on how you use it or how you take control of it. Social media is something that you can take charge of, not it taking charge of you. So it's depending on the position you put it. If you're putting it in the position that's going to take charge of you, or you're taking charge of it. And for me, I believe it's more of a blessing than a curse.
Okay.
Yeah, let me use that word because social media has helped so many people grow. Academically, socially, and financially.
Okay.
Social media has been monetized. Many people work and make their money in their comfort of, like in the comfort of their home, without stepping out. We have this social media that, like, you do this content and you make your money. You do adverts and you make your money. You sing, you post your songs, you act dramas, you meet people via social media. Secondly, in a way, it supports people. Like, there are so many things that you don't even know it's 16, but when you watch online or ask questions online, you see them. And you see people that has something relating to it. So you get comforted that, okay, this thing is not only me that's facing this battle, it's not only that's being challenged with something like this, it's not only that's doing this, and like that. Then I said socially, I said financially, and I said one more, which I cannot even remember what I said, but I know it's more of a blessing.
What about mental health?
Mental health, I think it's more of a cause than a blessing when it's relating to mental health because of the oppression. There's a lot of oppression on social media.
When you say oppression, you saying that oppression like in terms of the pressures of social media?
Yeah, like you see things online and you be like, my mates are doing something like this. Like the pressure is there. You see people even fake life, to publicize fake life is more on social media than physically. I might see somebody that like, okay, I don't even know what this person is doing. I've never seen this person in my life, but looking at the person, we look like age mates. And I really want to achieve what the person has achieved, but I don't know how far the person has gone. I don't know what kind of race the person already like. And maybe I'm just at my own starting level and the person is already in stage 4, stage 5, but I want to have the same achievement of this person because I'm seeing it on social media. Many people say things that make it look easy on social media, not telling you the struggle and everything you see. So for mental health, social media is more of a curse than a blessing on my own side, as in my own understanding. Yes, I don't know what Stana's opinion is.
Stana G, let's get a perspective on this.
I've just been listening to both parties, you guys. My take with social media is for it to be properly regulated. I think it does more harm than help people. A lot of people get carried away on this social media thing. Don't get me wrong. It's helped people, with jobs, livelihood, and all of that sorts. But what else has he really done aside that? And I'd like to pinpoint the more negatives than positives. Do you know what I mean? The only good thing is given to people is, do you know what I mean?
A platform.
A platform where they have a pretty much sustainable income. Because I heard it pays a lot.
It pays a lot.
I mean, if you get a hand of it, it pays them a lot. But besides that, what else? What benefits are you getting if you look into it?
Even, do you know? I said academically. Yeah, I remember because recently on the Black app.
Yeah.
There's.
So what's Black app?
On TikTok.
On the TikTok. Okay.
Yeah. There's a section that says STEM, which is basically science.
Right. Okay.
But how many of us visit the STEM?
That's my point.
So it's depending on how like that I said, depending on how you handle it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I was wondering what is STEM. I even thought it was this rainbow thing because I was like, maybe it's this rainbow thing that's STEM, but I just like swiped and I saw that we were doing almost science. Like it's like a whole class on its own. Different.
So you gotta understand that the people that make TikTok are Chinese people, and the sad reality is these hubs in China are used to actually educate their children, whereas the distribution to the West is more of you gotta have fun, do whatever you like. I feel like they're getting people to go astray whilst they are in the forefront. Please don't quote me wrong, or please, it's just my opinion, and I'm just, I'm suggesting in a say, because if Chinese people are the ones in charge of this thing, and when you go to their country, you realize a lot of these apps that's getting them more focused, getting them in the right direction, and then you've got this same app, not the same app per se, but this app in the West that is doing more of distraction. Why don't they just make it mandatory, a platform that educates people?
I think it's not basically for education. It's like for you to
for fun, isn't it?
Yeah, more like communication.
So in that way,
I think they say that children are more on the app. Many parents are bringing their children to the app.
What are they doing?
And they decide to include that part for.
Oh, they only just added it.
Yeah, it's just.
Oh, that's beautiful. Then this is what I've been calling for. You know what I mean? Proper regulation of this social media, or whatever it's called, apps. Do you understand what I'm saying? These platforms regulated in such a way that kids are getting better education about life, not getting distracted. I don't know if anyone here has watched Adolescence.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Okay, that was a number one. What's it called in the UK? You understanding my point? Yeah. Now that's delving deep into what's actually happening in kids' life, the way their brains are being formed with this social media nonsense. Respectfully, I call it nonsense, because it's more negativities than positivities. And if these people can be held responsible to proper regulate it in such a way that there's a balance. I like to use the word balance because everything has to have a balance. There's time to play and there's time to work. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's time to get serious and there's time to just be a little bit relaxed. Let's just regulate it properly so the world is a better place. You've just made mention of how that place can be fiercely competitive.
Yeah.
So much that the other person that's not gaining can lose their minds.
I watched something recently and I got irritated. Sorry to use the word, but it's a lady and she was advertising herself as a 403.
What
403. That's the first time I'm actually hearing the word myself. And 403 is like
oh, see.
Imagine, like.
Wait, what is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I was watching the video, but I never.
Well, why don't you go?
Let's speak a little bit about
OnlyFans. OnlyFans is already there anyway.
Let's spend a little bit.
Bear in mind, guys, we're not just talking about TikTok. We're talking about all these platforms in general.
Guys, can I just say something very quickly, right? So, Instagram took my account, my original account. So the new account I created, I'm not following the rules of don't let people follow you, don't follow them. Yeah. If I like an account, I follow it just because I like to just go on my feed and see interesting things on it. Yeah. So I'm following a lot more people than are following me, I got virals and comments. But what's interesting about this is I made a comment, somebody sort of came at me and then pointed something out to me that I didn't realize. They said, "Oh, why is it that majority of the people that you're following are OnlyFans people?" Now, wait, people, wait. You know what's interesting about this was, ladies and gentlemen, look, if I like your content, I will
I think it's more of aesthetics, and they kind of push this.
Let me clarify something because look, I have to do a bit of research on this, right? Because now I'm embarrassed and I'm like, wait. Am I following porn stars? What's going on with me? Do I need to reevaluate my life?
It's not just you, bro.
Wait. It gets crazy. So, I'm doing a bit of research regarding this, and I'm finding out that 1 out of 10 of females in the US that are on social media are on OnlyFans. Now, don't get me wrong. Not all these people do porn, right? But
What's OnlyFans for? What's OnlyFans for?
OnlyFans has get that reputation of being, that adult website.
Respectfully, they put news in there. Let's just be open-minded and just say that.
But there are some people that actually...
No one is going to put a gun to your head. What they'll do is come out your social media and it's all a facade on there, man.
But you know what's interesting about this? There's a lady that stated that she gets more revenue putting her... She does...
Dirty panties, isn't it?
Nah, interestingly. She does science content, but she puts it on Pornhub. And she says that she gets a lot more revenue putting science content on Pornhub than she does on YouTube. Right? So Pornhub...
That's a twist. Do you know what? I ain't mad at you.
Wait guys.
You do what you gotta do. It's not illegal. It's just maybe it's immoral to an extent. Guys, you know what I'm saying?
Guys, hear this out.
But it becomes crazy when you're allowing kids into this realm. This is my point.
I'm actually not concerned about the grown-ups here. I'm more concerned about the children, actually.
So are you guys saying that it's a safeguarding issue then?
Yeah, it's more of a safeguarding.
That's what I've been talking about.
Every child has a phone now. Every child is accessible to a phone.
Yeah.
But many people just give them the phone, like, just take this phone, let me have peace. And you don't monitor what children are they're going on the phone for.
Okay.
You can see on YouTube, there are so many videos on YouTube that you don't even know what's you as an adult self don't want, like, YouTube is quite it's quite, let me just say, more I'm looking for the word to use. It's more appropriate for children than other social media, because there's a limit to videos they post on YouTube. Like not every video is on YouTube. No, I'm not talking about Instagram and the likes. I'm not saying these apps are the one at fault.
And speaking of safeguard, let me just say something very quickly. Let me just give a little disclaimer. You work with children, so you're not speaking on this just as somebody giving an opinion. You're speaking on this from a place of expertise. Yeah. So we're really keen to get your opinions regarding this. So please carry on.
When it comes to children, we need to monitor what these children go through on the phone. Yeah. Even what we go through on our phones, because sometimes you just give your children your phone and you don't even know when they're just... And children, they are very, very smart. The children we have nowadays...
They're like robots!
Oh, Jesus.
They're clued up!
They're imbued.
Look,
I was with... They're imbued because... even you as a grown-up, there's some certain points you can't reach in your phone.
What do you call them?
Digital natives.
Can you imagine that?
They were born literally with an iPad in hand.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Especially the ones who were born during the COVID period.
Those ones
it's not normal.
Those children.
I want to urge parents moving forward. Stop underestimating these kids.
Please.
They're in fact smarter than most of you. You would be surprised. They are incredibly smart. I'll cite an example. I was with a family member, a young family member, and then he was into his game. Playing whatever game it was. I think it was on Roblox, and I heard somebody in the background on Roblox saying, "I hate you, I hate you." I just turned around. I'm like, "Who's telling you they hate you?" Oh, somebody I'm playing games with, and I'm like, "Are you listening to someone say to you, I hate you?" Now I'm thinking in my mind, how is that registering in the subconscious? How is he dissecting that? Because that is going into his subconscious, because he's not realizing someone is actually saying to him
the problem I have
they
now,
hate him.
Sorry for cutting you, but the problem I have now is most of the games they're doing now is some kind of game that you can connect with other people.
Yeah, and it's real life. I only just found out. I thought it was something.
I just found out. Even your watch, you could connect with other Apple users around you. Imagine the child having a wristwatch and just click on something and you be
these
there
guys.
It's really creepy.
These platform owners need to be held accountable and responsible. You need to start regulating these things. I don't
blame them sometimes. I don't blame them because I feel they're doing it for security reasons.
What security?
For the watch, maybe okay, but at the same time, it's for
I'm not
our
even
parents.
joking.
Yes, the parents need to do more. You need to do better.
No.
When you're getting something for your child, I think you should.
No. Do you know why?
Protect it.
No. Let's be honest. I'm not saying what you're saying is not right. I'm just in addition. Sorry to cut you there. I don't really think it's the where you're being handed something you don't know and you're still getting to know. It's not your fault because you're still getting to know it. Every day something new comes up. Aren't you expect these parents to keep up?
They need to learn.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't take a day to learn, though.
Yeah, sure.
But bear in mind, they make it look as to say it's good for these kids.
Standard, yeah. Before these children came in existence, we've been using phones.
Yeah.
We've not.
But remember, we're talking about platforms now, not the phones per se.
Now let's talk about the platforms now. Who's been on this platform before these children?
But there are some new apps now that is new. It's a new age thing.
Yes, the new age thing, but you're grown. You're grown. I'm not talking about children. I'm not talking about people 18 and I'm not talking about children 16. I'm talking about children like 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
When children have been given phone and they see things online, they watch it. They want to know where it's coming from. They go online to search about it. But as a parent, take your time to like check through your children's phone.
Okay.
What apps are you on?
Okay.
There are things now that you can use to control or look into your children's phone. You can have access to your children's phone from your phone.
Okay. You know we're pretty much talking about the black community now.
Yeah.
How many of us black people are kind of privy to this privilege?
The question is, how many of us are willing to do it?
No. I would also why do I keep saying no? Making it sound like to say what you're saying is not legit. Pardon me. In continuation, in concurrent to what you're saying, it's a lot of people out there that don't even know how to use a phone. Bear in mind, the in thing is to own a phone. So even respectfully, an illiterate would go on and buy a phone for the child because it's like a toy now. That's my point. So how about these people that don't have the clear understanding?
I feel you don't need to be educated to go through your child's phone. Do you get my point? You don't need to be. You don't need a certain amount of education to go through your children's phone.
Yeah.
Pick up the phone. Let me see what you. Let me even know your friends. There's a way you can. Or let me see what you're doing on your phone. Children are very smart. They can delete it. I did it when I was younger. I know my parents check my phone. So when I've done something very mischievous, I delete it immediately before I know my dad can just pick up my phone and check it.
Which is good. All well and good. That you said all well and good.
Yeah.
But so I still insist that.
But I have that fear. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? There's that fear that my dad can check my phone. Yeah. So there's a limit of what I put on my phone.
Which is absolutely fine. What I'm saying in essence is these manufacturers need to do more. There needs to be some presets on the phones first hand. Even before it gets to so the parents just know what to press in order to limit what these kids are doing. That's my point.
There's a tab we got for my workplace here, and when I was setting up the tab, they asked, is it for a child or for an adult? I said for a child. Trust me, before you open any app, you need your parents' password. Okay. Like you need a password from your parents to open that app. That's not even, like format the phone and start again. Like that's not even what I'm saying. Let's even let's delve deeper into this. Okay.
It's when they're in the app. The people in the app with them.
There's all these apps have age restrictions.
No, that's not what No.
TikTok has age restrictions, yeah. YouTube has their own. This one has their own. That one has their own. But we are the ones that put our children there just because we want to make money.
Roblox is the in thing now, right? I've just cited you an example of an experience I had with a younger family member. I think there's a way they can do this. The use of strong languages, the restriction, because how can I be airing a child play a game and somebody on the other side is saying I hate you?
What if the other person is a child?
An adult. Well, even if it's a child, that shouldn't be acceptable. It should be banned. The use of this, that's what I'm saying. I totally agree.
Actually has it. Like when you do some things, they'll ban you. You can't drink when you're live on TikTok. Absolutely. You can't. Your clothes has to be at a certain level.
Good.
But these people still find ways to boycott it. Like you see people that say, okay, your clothes has to be at a certain level. There's some part of your body that's not meant to be shown, else they'll ban you. You can't do your life and drive. Those are restrictions, yeah.
Good.
But trust my people. I see that people they will look for ways to break the rules.
Fair enough.
You can't use cuss words. You can't use cuss words on TikTok Live.
Good. I mean, I was really shocked when I heard someone say to
I'm
another
really scared
child,
of Roblox.
I hate
Actually,
you.
I'm really scared of Roblox.
Something needs to be done about that.
I saw a video.
How many of these other kids' websites are doing these things?
I watched a video of it was a 32-year-old man went to visit. It was the girl is about 7 years.
Oh,
they met on
Jesus.
Roblox. She invited him over, and he went to the house. And mom was like, "What are you looking for?" "I'm looking for your daughter." "From where?" "She invited me from Roblox." And mom was like, "Do you know how old she is?"
Jesus.
Imagine giving out somebody's someone you don't know your address.
They're smart.
It's really creepy. I really don't.
They're
I
smart.
don't do Roblox. I don't.
They're
support
smart. They're very inquisitive. You know, these
it. The game
kids.
is good, yeah.
They kind of know what they're doing. I have to literally, ban kids around me from watching, from in fact doing anything adult. If it's way beyond your age, you're not allowed. You're not allowed. And
but you're doing it because you're aware.
Yeah.
The question is, our parents need more awareness. Yeah.
That's the fact.
To cut out their children from some apps.
That's
Or
the fact.
monitor them while they're doing these things.
That's the fact.
But nowadays, I notice parents just give children for this take. I want to rest. I don't want you disturbing me. I don't want you I don't want you in my space. So just take this phone and go.
Yeah.
There's every child you see has a tab or a phone. I saw one woman on the train. I was forced to tell this woman, "Ma'am, I love you." She didn't give her children phone because we met while fixing my nails. Her children were there seated, no phones. I was super because she's actually the first parent I would say, like, the children, 3 of them, none of them were with phones. When we got on the same train again, they sat down all through, no phones, nothing. And I was wondering, like, is this person just coming to the country? Even in Nigeria now, they do it. In Africa, like, they do it now. Everybody just take, I don't want nobody in my space. Just take, I need to rest. This woman gave her children nothing. Like, they were just talking, she was asking them questions to, like, make them lively. But no phones. I asked that woman,
It's good
I
training.
love you because this is good.
Yeah, good training. And this is what we need to start incorporating, We need to start putting in our own system. Do you know what I mean?
But now everybody wants to monetize their accounts.
Yep.
Everybody wants to make money.
That's another
and we
thing.
push the children to the front. Sometimes I see children dancing like for more than how many hours because of money.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, there are levels to this thing. If you're allowing your child be productive in a very positive manner, kudos to you, all well and good. But not push your children, to do things,
It's really
more acting like adults when they're very young. You're making them grow fast.
Somebody said something
I mean?
today when I asked this question. He said, "We are building instant adults."
Yep.
Because what the children see online, what they watch around us is like we're just building grown-up people.
Yeah.
They are born and they're adults already.
And I would urge parents, especially the ones that have kids from ages 6 up to 15, you've got to be firm. They're smart. They're not normal.
6 is even a long number. Something about children is they are really smart.
I mean, I get baffled words, the big words they use.
You have to start caution. Something I know is from when they're 1 to 5, that's when you need to caution them. Once they start getting to 6, they are not easy to bend. Because the children are really smart. They say things, they know what they're doing. Even a 2-year-old can tell the person, pick up this thing and tell you, you say, no, it's still small. It's not small.
No,
These children are not small.
They already have a mind of their own.
So you have to start bending them from that age, because once they are 6 and they not stand firm, it's going to be very easy for you to bend them.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for this conversation. Let's move on very quickly.
Please.
I want to go into the second one: social media and African continent. I want to speak a little bit because a lot of conversations that we're having now, we're talking from our lived experiences, and we live in the diaspora, right?
Yeah.
Thinking about social media on the African continent, the cultural expression and digital kinsmanship on the continent, platforms like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they're reshaping family interactions and intergenerational relationships. In many African societies where extended family structures are prominent, social media has facilitated a digital kinship, a term used to describe how familial bonds are maintained across geographic distances via daily messaging and content sharing. And it's something that was from an article called Digital Activism that was published in 2016. So we're talking about this from a perspective of strengthening transnational family ties, especially with diaspora relatives, and reinforcing traditional values through cultural content, i.e. songs, proverbs, rituals. But there's also, of course, a growing tension between traditional and modern values, embracing globalized lifestyles via social media platforms, and of course, parenting and surveillance culture. African parents. So this is in response to what you guys were saying earlier, with African parents who increasingly engage in digital parenting, using social media to monitor their children's behaviors, whereabouts, often driven by religious and cultural conservatism. Right? So this introduces a conflict with, I'm not really, with Gen Zs, especially the older generation, the Gen Alphas, and of course we're going on to the Gen Betas as well. I want us to have a conversation, especially regarding this clash of modernity, with the need for parents to actually be in a supervisory role to their children and things that they engage with on social media. I want to start with Stonagi here because I know you're very opinionated about this, and I want to sort of get your perspective about this, and then we're going to go to the Liz and see what she has to say about it.
Can you break it down to me again?
So the two key things are about the cultural expression of digital kinship, where people, family members all over the world, right, are able to tap in with the older generations, able to share WhatsApp messages, be in the family group chats and stuff like that. But then on the other hand, it's become a tool of parental surveillance, right, where parents are able to monitor their kids' whereabouts, often to a point of creating this digital parenting creates this issue of clash of modernity, where now kids feel like there's this helicopter parenting happening with them, and social media is of course a really huge tool. So I want to get your perspective on this, of the clash of modernity and also the strengthening of transnational family ties. What do you think about this? And should this being able to monitor what your children are on or your relatives are on, should it even be an issue, or this should just be the normal thing?
Should be the normal, straight up. Should be the normal. You should monitor what your kids are doing. Should be in your kids' life. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Well, kids don't have a mind of their own. As much as we want to talk about this, these kids having a clear understanding of what they're trying to do, not even what they're doing, what they're trying to do. You understand? They still need guidance, parental guidance. And this is why it's very important for parents, both parents, to be in their kids' lives. Do you understand what I'm saying? Aside social media, in real life, because I keep saying this, social media is another life on its own. It's another bubble, it's another realm. Be it fake or real, but I just think people on social media try to live an ideal life, the life they can't live in the real life. They go on there to live it. You understand what I'm saying? And now, you've got kids trying to mirror it. Because kids mirror everything. And you got to be careful around your kids as parents, what you do. Because a lot of parents are on social media now. They want to have a page, they want to grow their family. Everyone wants to be, everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. Everybody wants to be a soul
content creator.
Content, which is a soul. Is that soul trader, right? Someone that you don't necessarily have to have a company name. It's a soul trader, right? Yeah. Everybody wants to be a businessman, a business person, aka soul trader. Do you understand? But you're forgetting that your kids are watching each and every one of your moves, and you'll be very surprised when they begin to act out what you don't think they're aware of. Your mannerisms. It's the way you conduct yourself around your kids. So aside even the parental guidance, because even when you're thinking, I'm taking charge of my kids' lives, I know what they're doing on social media.
Sorry for cutting you here. I remember there was a trend then on social media, and it was like your children asking them to do what they see you do, or like just place something, like you do something regularly, just place it down and like act like you're not watching. Then I saw a girl, like her mom kept the shaving stick on the chair and whatnot, and the girl was practically doing everything her mom was doing. So for you to see that these children are really mirroring everything they see around you. Everything they see, they might not act it, they might even have like they're not watching you. I remember those days when they're watching film on African Magic and they're kissing. I would just you know, like your parents are watching and it's like take your face away, like you don't want to watch it, but when the scene has gone, and before they shoot the film they put this PG, some they'll put 18, but then I'm not even sure our parents know, they know the meaning of PG. I'm not sure they know the meaning of the 18 that there.
Okay.
We just watch, but when they start doing their own thing and you just see us like looking for something that did not lost, they will not tell you to even like, but you yourself know that my dad is watching. So imagine your dad is not there. We'll sit down freely to watch it.
And parents that indulge their kids. You're watching vampire movies. You're watching all of this stuff. Respectfully, I mean, some people, they good with vampire stuff.
Like, you do that during Halloween.
I don't believe in vampires. I'm sorry, man. All this blood stuff. What's that supposed to mean? You know, please explain it to me. You're sucking bloods and whatnot.
It's a movie.
What's that? And these kids now, I mean, kids will not watch that and think, having blood on my body is normal. You know, they're into some certain rituals. Please, guys, man, let's know what we're doing, man. You know, separate your adult life, you understand, from this kid's life, man. Wherever, even if you have to pretend around your kids to be a positive role model, do that.
There are some
ensure that
movies for family. There are some family movies that are age appropriate for everybody to watch. Like family, when you have family time with your children. Okay, yes, they say we should have time with our children. Don't put films that are meant for you to watch.
Don't get carried away. Don't let kids be kids. Let them grow. It's called growth. Don't allow them grow fast. And then when they're supposed to actually grow, obviously when they get to the older age, and they need to now become old, they've grown past it. And they're wondering, why is my life like this? Because there was no proper settings for their lives, you know, growing up. My thing, and I'll go back to it, I'm not necessarily deviating. I don't, there's no other thing I believe. I will always say this: parental guidance. It's very important. Let us raise our kids the right way. I'm not saying to raise your kid the best way, because who knows how to raise kids the best way nowadays? Because you might be doing something and you're thinking, oh, that's the best way.
Funny enough, let me go back to the Adolescence movie. The parents actually tried. They did their best.
Yeah.
They actually treated they taught him well. But somebody now commented something on that movie. He said, I learned that even after having your own child, children tend to have their own decision. Like, you don't even know what to believe, because the boy is really good at home.
Can I say this? Can I say this? I'll say to people, anything goes wrong with you, it's because you've omitted something.
Yeah.
Either subconsciously or you overlook it. Like, it's unnecessary.
You actually just said what came to my mind when I watched it, because you can't know all these children, but there's this kind of relationship you have with your child that you would know when something is wrong.
Look, I'll say this. Look, a household that has both parents is the best household. Yeah. Please believe that. Because look, the wiring of a woman in raising a child is to nurture. They don't know how to discipline. The two parents in a household goes a long way. I'm just going in line with the adolescence film you talked about. I think some things were omitted.
Yeah.
I think the man was more of nurturing the child rather than disciplining.
I feel they don't even know the kind of friends they keep, the kind of company we keep.
To an extent, I think he knew. He thought he knew. He thought.
Yeah, because knowing somebody is not like, oh, this is my friend. This is my friend. Try to like unannounced visit the school.
Yeah.
Try to like unannounced visit your child's room.
Yeah.
That's why I say I'm not really this kind of person that say, okay, monitor your children's phone, but I'm not sorry. I'm trying to like look for the perfect word to say. Yeah. I'm not asking us not to give our children their own mind.
Yeah.
But at the same time, let us be there to protect what you're saying. Go through their phones.
No,
ask questions, because those children are very secretive. Like, they're very secretive.
Yes.
But very smart.
But you got to understand that your character is like a smoke. It would always find a way to escape.
Yeah.
I always look out for people's character. I don't look out for what they consistently do. Because I know as a human being we're not perfect. There must be something about you that's off. So I'll see what's off about you and I'll walk around it. It also applies to the kids. You should know what your child does. You should know if your child is manipulative. You should know. So he didn't pick up on those stuff.
Manipulative.
And that's what I said.
Growing, you know when they're, because children are very funny. While they're growing, you see them telling tales, you see them doing this. That's when you start knowing this and this is what this child does.
And also,
but many parents try to like test cover. It's still small baby. He's not doing it.
You see the problem? That's what I mean by omitting the stuff, ignoring the stuff. Ignoring what is meant to be addressed right on there. Because with kids, like you said, it gets to a certain age, you can't just fix it anymore. Yeah. It can't be bent. But you see that developing age, you've got to actually, you've got to actually, what's it called? Get a hold of it. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying? In that film, I'll continue to say, they missed out a lot of stuff. They missed it. You have to observe. Watch your child closely. Not necessarily being there. No. Watch from afar.
Thank you.
Study. What is he doing? And please, guys, this works. Trick questions to your children. Tap into that mindset. Yeah. See what they're thinking. Trick questions, they will never see it coming. They wouldn't even know if the answer they're trying to give is right or wrong. It's you to determine, this child. Are you getting that's why it's called a trick question. You're tricking them into getting something out of them. Because some child, like you said, can be some children can be very secretive. They're just there, you can't figure them out.
You notice when sorry to go back to the movie, when they went to his social media page, it was following a certain woman.
Yep.
And for his age, which is not perfect.
Yeah.
It was following the model or something. So he's you get the point,
Obsession.
I think the parents should have noticed something was wrong somewhere.
I
shouldn't tend to act like when we talk about their own mindset and the way of thinking here.
Yeah.
If you can't express yourself properly, you react some kind of way.
Yes. So you got to teach them.
It might not. Yeah, but you need to teach them. You need to know when your child is doing something and when it stops doing something.
Yeah. What is the problem now? And as a father, that's why I said a father is the disciplinarian. You've got to have this conversation with your children every now and then. Sit your child down with a 5-6 years old. What's going on, son?
That's the problem.
Talk to me.
Most African parents don't want to do it. They'll tell you it's not their space to do it. It's the mother's job to nurture the children, take care of the children. It's their own duty to go make money and provide for the family.
This is why we're here. We're trying to let them know that this is what works. If you want your child to have a good life, this is what you need to do, because times have changed, buddy. You better get to doing this. Otherwise, you don't want your child growing up and you're regretting it, because you would think, oh, I was a present father, but not knowing you were absolutely and totally absent
at the same time.
So these things are the things, that needs to be said for you to know. Have a conversation with your child. Sit your child down from ages 6 and above. What's happening, son? Talk to me.
Let me tell you something here.
Not just the male children, the female ones as well. I think it's even very, very interesting and beautiful when a father, engages his female child, teaching, because then you're helping her understand
this has to be another topic on its own, because it's quite broad.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the social media thing. I remember when I opened Facebook here, and Facebook is very, very funny in the way that everybody on your contact list here. I think there's a way they find out you're on Facebook.
Yeah, because it's connected. WhatsApp.
I opened Facebook with fake age.
Yeah.
And my father found out. It was not funny. It was not funny. Because I never knew, I was just, it was a friend that opened it for me. Yeah. You're not on Facebook. My dad is very strict. My dad is strict.
Look, guys, I don't know how this works.
Hey.
I'm sorry, respectfully, and I don't suppose it's illegal. I don't give my real information out to anybody. So I don't trust these tech gurus, man. No, they get your information and then they can project with it. No, you're not gonna get my. I don't know you. Why should you have access, you understand, to my information because you're a tech guru. No. So let's trick each other. You think you're smart, you're using your platform to gather database, right? To figure me out. No. It's not running. So I'm just saying, I'm not trying to spot someone else's business.
Who is this person on Facebook? I said, this is me. When did you clock 18? I explained that because my dad is very, very strict when it comes to things like that. You can't use fake age. It doesn't allow it to tell you when you're not up to that age.
Yes, you should not be. Yeah.
But then, why would you like?
But when you need to protect yourself, sometimes you don't necessarily have to give out your.
But then I just gave my information, and the person used that age because I just wanted to be on Facebook because my friends were on Facebook.
Yeah. Peer pressure.
If I tell you now, I don't know how to use Facebook because of that fear. My dad, he said I should leave Facebook. They did not born me where. He said, "What are you doing there? What are you looking for there at that age?" Till now, I don't know how to operate. I have Facebook here, but I don't know how to use it. I don't know the timeline. I don't know how to do this thing. I don't know.
So you see the effect of parents actually guiding their children. It goes a long way for us to have the society we want. This society we're craving for, because every one of us wants, a beautiful society for ourselves. Oh, Nigeria should be better. The black community should be better. But then we're gonna work towards it. I'll say this. Sorry to stop you there. I'll say this. It's a whole lot we need to unlearn. That's the process.
Yeah, we need to unlearn a lot.
Unlearn and relearn. So you got to unlearn. Let it go. The things you thought in it being the best of the best, unfortunately has become the worst thing to actually have learned. So I want to put it with respect, because they will then say, who is he to, because in our culture
they know they failed us.
No, but I'll say respectfully though,
respectfully
before they then go on an attack and be like, oh, he's so disrespectful. If he's going to be saying that, what does he want the younger generation to say and all that stuff? So I'm saying it respectfully. Older generation, you failed us, and you're also a part of this. We're urging you to come to the table with accountability, responsibility. Do you understand? So we can move forward. It is not an argument situation. It's not a case where, I brought you into this world. Yes, you brought me into this world. I also have a purpose and a life to fulfill. Do you understand? Your job you've done to an extent. But what I'm saying to you is, what I know now is beginning to feel like, I was misled. So let's come to the table. Let's have a conversation to move us in the right direction. Because the truth is a whole lot you guys know that we still need to uncover. That's true. We need that. Yes, we get it. We are upset that you failed us to an extent, but we still want to have these conversations that is going to get us in the right direction. All we're saying is, it's time for you to step up. Step up. We are the way we are because of you guys, and things need to change. You guys need to have a sit down. We start with therapy. We don't mind. Let there be a mediator having this conversation, asking us why we're so upset with you guys, and then you guys tell us, do you understand, how it's not your fault. So we can have an understanding. We can have a clear understanding. We can move forward. Because our stumbling block, if you don't know, is you guys. Look at other societies. Look at other places. The older generation have built a lot and enough for them. We are here stuck because you guys are caught up in your own bubbles, wanting to be trillionaires and billionaires at the expense of other people. Who do you guys think you are? Honestly. We're adults now. We know and we understand what is going on. You have failed us woefully. And it's time to wake up. We ain't even mad. Because if you're mad, we'll come at you guys. And trust me, if we come at you guys, it's not going to be funny. It's like everyone just bearding their older people in their household. Because it's terrible. It's terrible. Look at what we are now. Nothing to write home about. And then you see you guys lavish and do all sorts of all this stuff. It's like you're flaunting and doing this in our faces. We need to have a sit down. I'm sorry that I'm getting into my mode yet again, ranting, but it's just dawned on me that this has to be said. Older generation, you know who you are. Let's have a sit down. Please don't take it as disrespect. And if you want to take it as disrespect, well, it might be a wake up call for you guys. Facts.
Thank you, Stunner G, for the very, very passionate commentary. We're really grateful for that. Just because we're short of time, we would love to actually discuss that a bit more, but we're going to move a little bit further. But older generations are in that are watching this, please jump in the comments, like and subscribe. We want to get your views on this. We want to see what you think about what Stunner just said, whether this is actually something that you feel like you need to take accountability for, or you want to pass the buck. Let us know what your thoughts are. Thanks so much, Stunner Chief, for that.
Thank you.
So we're going to move on to number 3 now, the diaspora experience. Social media as a site of resistance and reconstruction. And this kind of lends a lot of credence to what you were just saying, especially regarding the older generation and what you feel like they need to be held accountable for, and hopefully hopefully that'll be very helpful for the coming generations, the millennials, the Gen Zs, the Gen Alphas, and hopefully the Gen Betas as well. So for black families in the diaspora, particularly in the UK, US, Canada, and the Caribbean, social media functions as both a tool of resistance and of reimagining, reclaiming black narratives in contrast to mainstream media stereotypes, documenting black joy, parenting styles, ancestral rituals, and more. Platforms like Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram foster communities of healing and solidarity, such as Black Moms Connect or African Diaspora Parenting. And of course, the reference to this is Noble 2018 Algorithms of Oppressions. Now, whilst this is a tool of resistance and reconstruction, it's also a tool of intergenerational dialogues and fractures. And of course, adding to what you're saying, if we do get a conversation with the older generation, because social media exposed the intergenerational gap within black diaspora families, older generations often see social media as a trivial or dangerous medium. And then the younger generations, they see it as a place to express identity, political activism, and cultural hybridity. And this can lead to value clashes, like, a random thought like LGBTQ representation, gender norms, respectability politics, and also holding some generations accountable for what we believe are some of the societal issues that we have as the generation that's coming behind them to sort of clean up the mess. So, because Stunner G was speaking about this earlier, I'm going to start with Liz and get a perspective on this. So the first one, just to summarize, is about that social media as a site of resistance and reconstruction. And for the second one, intergenerational dialogues and fractures, well, especially healing the fractures. Let me get your views on this.
Earlier I said it's more like a blessing and a curse, yeah?
Yeah. So
all these things are being done, but the question is, are we really using them for what we intend them, like what we created them for? We can give a title to something, but the content is different from the title.
Got you.
And I'm speaking from experience, because you see some other people, like, they call something maybe a church, but when you get involved in it, like you go into the content and you see something else entirely. I've actually seen somebody here, and he said he's a priest here, and he was asking a lady to get camera down, and I was like, yeah, I'm the only priest that can say that. Imagine.
Camera down.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Please
unclad, leave yourself nude.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like that. And when I saw the name, I saw a priest. Do you see, like, the title is different from the content?
I really would not. Honestly, as much as I love to touch base on Christianity as a whole, it's not time for me to speak, because I'm a fervent Christian, and I don't want it to sound like I'm criticizing, but bear in mind, guys, I have my reservation about the Christian dom. I'll say that loud and clear. I have my reservation, but like I said, I'm not. I'm not. I hold a big role in church. I play a big role in church, and I don't want it to sound like to say, I'm throwing the church under the bus. But I have my huge reservations when it comes to church. I think the church needs to be reformed. It's high time. Something needs to be done about the church. It's a lot
but
going
I
on.
trust me when I see this person just use the title priest here, because I could confirm that was not a church. Because everything I saw on the page, even people were commenting, but you call yourself a priest, but you got, I'm like, really? Imagine someone that is innocent that's just trying to like reform or become a Christian, just get involved in something like this.
Yeah.
If you're using the page or the platform for what it's intended for, it's really good because truthfully on social media you get to like meet up with families.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about your blood and water kind of family. I'm talking about people that maybe you have the same thinking, you have the same thing in common, you just want to like relate with each other, you don't know each other, or you're just in a new place and you need a community.
Yeah.
Social media is fine. That's if you're truly using it.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
For what it's intended for.
Yes, absolutely.
But even from these things, like, okay, so this hashtag, this is where the problem is. Many people create a group or a team and bring people together and competition starts coming in. Imagine me coming to the community and telling you my husband did this, my children this, and I know my family is different from that. But because I want to paint myself really good, I want a perfect family picture, I start saying my family is this. Then when I get home, I start putting the pressure of what I heard from other people's family and I want to enforce it on my family.
Yeah.
So it's like a two-way thing. That's why I said that the way you handle it is either it's controlling you or you're controlling it. If you cannot control yourself, I think you should not be on that kind of like platform.
Yeah.
Some people don't have the mindset to like make decisions for themselves. So if you can't make decisions for yourself, you can't control yourself, you can't have your mind or a mind of your own, don't be in a platform where you know that oppression is surely going to be there. What's up this family circle community thing? At the end of it, young people scatter. Because you say this one snatched this one took this one insulted by this one insulted by this. That's why I don't join communities. Not because I can't control, not because I just don't like drama. And you can't be in a community and oh, you're supporting this, that's right, and in that community there'll be another community.
Do you know what I think is the problem? The oneness. The be in one accord with your fellow black people. Look, all this killing, young kids killing each other, especially the black youths, right? It comes from a discord. It's a discord. It's not because of any other thing. It's that thing you just said about somebody else eating on the next person. Because what will make you look at the next person that's got the same color as you and then you think, yeah, I'm going to kill you too.
And it's funny how
I'm going to take out butcher knife.
They don't know how to like keep it to themselves and say it like carelessly in front of the children. Don't talk to this person's child. And you're building another mindset in your child. Like you created another image. I don't want to talk to that person's child though. We are not friends, so I don't want to be friends with this person.
Okay, in the context. Because I'm quite skeptical about that to an extent because there's a way when it's more of you trying to train your child, then I guess it's good.
Yeah.
But when it's from the angle of
they try like because of this person is progressing, then I am progressing.
Yes.
I don't want my child involved with this person. Then
because there are children that are naughty and can't get over children in trouble.
I support that actually.
I'll say for my own child, I'll say disassociate yourself.
Yeah, sure.
If on this person persistently is trouble, is naughty, I wouldn't want my child around such a child.
Yeah, I'm just talking based
because you
on
can
the
tell that there's
aspect
a problem from home.
Of you just being 18 on somebody for no
Oh yeah, and that's quite peculiar in our community as well.
Yeah, we pass hatred, and if I'm friends with you, and I'm fighting with him, definitely you're automatically fighting with him.
Can I say this?
I don't want you to be friends with him.
Can I say this? Is it not more of a female thing?
It's more of a female thing, yeah. Like my enemy is your enemy as my friend. I don't want you having anything to do with my enemy because you are my friend.
You know that's another big issue. Black females, man. Damn, you guys.
Drama.
You guys.
And now let's go back to before our moderator asks those questions there. Let's go back to the main topic we're having, which is social media. The effect of social media on the family affair.
Diasporans, isn't it? Is that not what it is? Yeah. Look, I think when it comes to the West, it's a different ball game for them. They're still trying to find their grounds. I mean, the diasporans, everyone is still trying to find their grounds. But I'll just say that, when you come to a new place, try to understand their culture, okay? So to find a balance. I mean, you don't necessarily have to, leave your own culture out. No. But find their culture, understand their culture, and try. I love the word balance so much because it goes a long way.
I really just want to. I don't want to come at you.
Balance it.
Because everything cannot be balanced. Like I said last time, everything cannot be balanced here. But I'll let it go because of what we're talking about.
Yes, because you
aspect,
take yours, you bring theirs, and find a meeting point where everything can work out for you.
We can compromise.
Yeah,
but it cannot balance.
Is it? Do you have a problem with the context of balance? I just think generally there should be a balance of everything in moderation.
Yeah, we
That's
should,
what I mean.
but is
everything
it possible?
should be in moderation.
The question is it possible?
It can be. If you do things in moderation,
we want it to happen, but I feel as human, it's close to not being possible.
Fair enough, but you can work towards it.
Yeah, we can work towards it.
And that's the mindset to get people to consciously want to do things in moderation, to consciously want to balance things up. When you're going wrong, draw yourself back. That's what I mean.
Now let me draw myself back. I remembered something now. Most parents, even now, to do homework for their children, they'll tell you go get your phone and look for it. I remember now because most parents are now very lazy that they don't want to think. So you having homework, they'll tell you, don't you have a phone? Don't you have this? You go connect to the house Wi-Fi and can't do your homework.
To be very honest, it can be quite tedious.
Yes,
with everything you're doing in your life,
but
you still have to.
That is where your balance comes in. Yeah. Your children comes before everything. I know you're working.
We're agreeing. But
that's where the balance comes in. Yeah. When you're doing something like there should be, and I like the way they do homeworks here. They don't give them like in Nigeria that we have like 10, 5 homework in a day.
Yeah.
Imagine a child of 4 years having like a big
and this is where I'll still say the balance comes in, because what you've learned from where you're coming from and then you're coming here, it's a different ball. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So it's a typical thing we should begin to work towards, beginning to unlearn the things we learned, especially the hardship. You understand? The hardship. I think part of our problem as black people is the hardship we've faced almost all our lives. And then, because we're aggressive about things to an extent. We just want to get it. And then when you've gotten it, there's no sense of purpose anymore. It's like we lose focus when we've arrived. But when we've not gotten there, oh my God, we are the best at achieving stuff.
I'm trying to rephrase what you said, or actually say what you said. Like, we chase after something, then after getting it, we lose the focus or we lose the purpose, or how did you say? And that's true. Most times we just want to make up something, but we don't have an intent of when we get there. What are we going to give out to these people? What's going to be the result of what we're doing? We just want to do because somebody else is doing it.
And this is the trend. This is what to do. This is what I mean by mirroring your parents. This is what we've mirrored over the years, and we're thinking, oh, that's the best way to go. Respectfully, yet again, I'm not backtracking on what I said. Older generation, you'll be held accountable and held responsible for everything you've done. And what I mean by that is, let's have the talk. Let's have this conversation so we can move forward. I am not nailing them. I'm not saying
you need to come forward. Synergy ask questions for you guys.
Absolutely, because we need to move. Do you know why we're actually stuck? We don't know where to go.
Well, I don't think there are the issues on social media.
No. In general, let me. Okay, look at this. All the communities. Check how they've been functioning. The older generation has created a platform for them. We are here stuck because our older generation have lost the plot. They're focused on themselves and their selfish ways. You make so much money, there's nothing. You understand? To pass down to the next generation. You purposely you die with this money and then it's just gone. I've never respectfully, sorry to cut you here, especially in Nigeria, country I've come from. Have you not noticed? Every rich man dies with their money. The minute they die, the kids cannot even handle it. Why?
Because they don't even know where it is. They are being secretive.
Do you get what I'm saying?
They don't have access to it.
So you see the Rothschilds of now. They build this wealth from back in the days, and the generation are still benefiting from it.
That's why we have new money and old money is gone.
What's the new money?
Okay, that's a topic for another day.
But anyway, back to our diaspora thing. Please, guys, pardon me if I deviate every once in a while. This is also part of what we're doing. Try to consciously, trigger our minds, provoke thoughts, you understand, to get us to think deep and understand the extent of the problems we're facing so we can have a solution.
Thank you so much, Thunder G, for that. And thank you, Lumidi, for your contribution.
Lumidi,
sorry. I keep saying Lumidi, I do apologize.
He gave me the name actually.
There's a Lumidi already. Stop calling out someone else.
He's an artist as well.
Okay, maybe I should start singing.
So Lumidi, I beg your pardon. Okay, so now this the fifth one, and this actually sort of tops up everything you guys have been saying in the last few minutes, and it's the opportunities for empowerment, right? Despite the challenges, there's a growing mobilization. Digital storytelling by black families that counters harmful narratives. The use of platforms like YouTube, TikTok for generational or intergenerational knowledge sharing, like recipes, oral histories, and parenting hacks. Community-based digital activism, from GoFundMe campaigns, from medical bills to educational content, and something like this even, the Brother Mind. This social media, right? So these are some of the interesting things that we use social media for. Do you think that going forward, and of course the older generations, people that disagree, agree, we do want your sort of POVs, your views in the comments. So do like and subscribe. Let's do this.
Ask questions.
Ask questions. Provide your perspectives. We just love your engagement. So please make sure you do that. So start G. What do you think? Do you think that in future, of course, using this medium of social media, not just, especially like in a family setting, would you say, in conclusion, you're for it as a tool for enabling families to interconnect and to sort of promote intergenerational awareness, or are you against it ultimately? Do you want it to be moderated? You do want it to be controlled? You want Mark Zuckerbergs and Elon Musks to have, and knowing Elon Musk and his need to remove IP ownership, do you want people like that to be the ones that control, especially the black or the African or the Afro-Caribbean experience, especially on social media? Or do you want it to be something that we just leave as is, or do you want it to be something moderated? What are your thoughts?
Look, if we get ourselves to the level where we're supposed to be, we should have people that have our color of our face controlling our affairs. People that really do understand our mindset. It's so sad. In 2025, you still have black people being subjected to people that are not from our culture, not from our, from our way of doing things. Because what does Elon Musk know about us? What does Mark Zuckerberg know about us?
We're giving them what they need to know.
We're
pushing ourselves to them to know.
Yeah, they've gone to do their research based on what they think they know. And you understand, why can't we control our narratives? Arab people control their narratives. Asian people control their narratives. You understand what I'm saying? Jewish people control their narratives. It's just us black people that allow people to control our narrative. You understand what I'm saying? I'm in for everything working for good for us. Do you understand? I don't have a problem with these people, controlling our narratives, but we've got to have some sort of control too.
And we need people that
we just don't surrender ourselves to people that don't really understand us. I mean, look at Elon Musk, going against the black people in South Africa. Do you understand? That conversation should not even be there in any way, if not because we've subjected ourselves to that level of to that level of nonsense. Elon Musk should be someone that respects the black people, because black people respect themselves. Do you get what I'm saying? But look at us. So do I blame these people? No. They will continue to control our narratives, especially when we're surrendering ourselves to them. And look, I'm not trying to be what's it called there? I'm not, look, nobody should come at me and say, oh, you're racist guy. Look, I'm in for everything that works for good for everybody, especially my community, because other people too work towards the community being the best. Why can't I want that for myself too? It's as simple as that. So let's put that into perspective. Let's have a clear understanding in regards to what I'm trying to say. I have no problem with anybody. I love everybody equally because I feel like we're all the same. But it's high time my people step up. The recognition we deserve is high time we get it. Not this mediocre. We do music. Please shut it. Shut it. You're still getting paid. Even in the music you think you're exporting to the world. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So back to the thing. I would want the space, social media space, to be properly formed, regulated properly. Do you understand? Whoever it is that wants to handle it, please handle it with caution. And make sure we're looked after as a community. Please don't look at us like, oh, yeah, who are they? Do you understand? Who are they? We are people. We are somebody. It's unfortunate that the people that are meant to be spearheading our affairs are doing an absolutely terrible job. But you guys know better, because I'm sure you do your research daily. I'm talking to the people in charge of these social media platforms. You do your research daily and you understand to an extent, the way we are. You might not necessarily get our mindset sometimes, but to an extent you understand the way we are. All we're just saying, or all we're asking for, is to be fair. Let's all have a fair playing field. Do you understand me? And parents in diaspora, like we said before, please understand you are not in your country. You are in another man's country, right? Take what is best for you, add it to your life, make your life better. It is not every time money, guys. It's not every time financially. Because I think the typical the mindset of a typical black person is, when I'm rich, then I made it. No. You can be very rich but poor at the same time. Okay. You can be so rich and nobody wants to do anything with you. Have you not checked yourself? Have you not seen it? That you will see a so-called rich person, because I keep saying, man, black people are wealthy. How many of us are really wealthy? Because you got to understand what wealth is. Wealth needs to spread round. Wealthy people are people that their communities are thriving. You can't call yourself a wealthy man in a community that's nothing to write home about. People are suffering in your community and you're calling yourself a wealthy man. So where is this wealth coming from? How are you so rich and people are poor around you?
From his family.
These are the things we need to check. Are you scared that when someone else is as rich as you are, you understand, something will happen, but it will be happy afterwards? Check other communities that have a lot of wealthy people. They coexist. They live very fine. We need to stop the spirit of oppression. You don't want the fellow man to be as rich as you because you want to control them. For how long? How long are we going to do this for?
Till forever.
So please, diasporans, we need to sync. We need to work together. Okay? Look after each other. Move ourselves to the next level. It's high time. We've got the knowledge. We've got the mind. And I'm sure there are initiatives out there that we can, I've been told there's so many intelligent people sitting on so much intelligent wealth, but then they don't want to even, and they will give you excuses. Oh, if I help them now, well, they're gonna turn against me. Why are you scared?
The funny thing is,
what's the complex?
Have you heard the saying of, if I help one person, if I help him now, I have to help many other people, and I can't help many other people, so don't let me help him.
Help that person and make sure that person helps the next person. What are we doing? The sad part is some people will have the initiative, some people will have the knowledge, and then they will bump the other people.
The problem we have here is unity.
Why?
We don't have unity in Africa. And in the sense that everybody wants to be the one leading. We don't want to submit.
Jesus.
And when you don't want to be a follower, you can never be a leader. That's the problem. Once you're not a follower, you cannot be a leader. But we want to be at the forefront without even being a follower. So now back to the question. I support social media being monitored, regulated.
Yes.
Not by anybody, but by our parents too. Because I don't want nobody in my business. Because see, especially this AI thing now, it's really crazy for you to put your information out there and somebody else monitors it. But our parents, if they can do better, I feel it's going to like
these same people that don't even have a clue what they're doing. Respectfully, I say this, guys. I'm calling you out. It's like time you need to. No, the table needs to be. It needs to be shaking, man.
Actually, our parents need to do better.
Like, come on, guys, come to the table. Let's have this conversation. We need to move forward.
To regulate themselves with more rules and be strict with their rules. Let them be strict with their rules. Once they're being strict with the rules, it's cut down so many things that are being done on the social media app. There should be a lot of banning of, and before those things come online, I don't know if they see them before you post things online, but all these things, once they see this thing you're posting it's not presentable for children, or your page is not secured against children, they should flag it down. I think that's better. Like, you can't just post things on the regular page. Your page, if you know you're gonna post things from 18 plus, it should be strictly 18 plus. So if it's a page, a general page, then they should flag it down. And these bloggers that repost people's videos, you know you're reposting and people are seeing it. If you're posting things that are not age appropriate, just don't post it on the general page. Probably you guys have an 18 plus page. Because I can be on the blog page that are showing things about other things, then next you see something that is not age appropriate. So we should like regulate those things and put them in the right settings. Because social media is doing a lot of good. The way I said, it's more of a blessing on my own side. It's more of a blessing than a curse. Because we've learned a lot from it for passing information.
It's part of our lives now.
Personal information through it.
It's part of our lives now. We can't do without it.
People making money through it.
Do you know what I mean?
People are learning through it.
Yeah.
You want to do anything, you want to cook, you want to try.
I don't like the idea, but what can I do?
You can watch on YouTube on how to cook, how to do this. There's so many things you want to learn here. The DIY thing. Yeah. You learn them on social media and all. So it's quite educative, it's quite supportive, it's quite more of a blessing on my head than a curse. Yeah. But I just feel we need to do better about like reading the instructions, abiding by the rules, making sure our children are not on pages that are not age appropriate for them. Let's monitor our kids and what they do, where they make friends on this app, because you can just son is my friend on this app, you had an ad, and then you're finding out the person is a Gabriel. I'm sorry, your name is Gabriel, but
look.
I'm sorry, your name is Gabriel.
I'm more.
Let's just be very careful
when it comes to this. I'll just break it down for our audience that are not Africans per se. Look, let's be conscious of these people too. The thing is, I've come to an understanding of how the human nature functions. We're evolving.
Yeah.
And it's becoming paramount now.
Okay.
Now, there's reality, as much as it is a reality, or as much as you want to say it's a sad reality. It's fast becoming a part of life. So it's either people accept it or they turn their eye.
That's a truth.
Because it's becoming to be embedded in a daily life. And either we like it or not,
there's nothing we can do about it.
You've got to accept facts. Because at the end of the day, I don't think it's disturbing anybody.
Many people don't even have it, but they just want to do because somebody else is doing it. Especially in Africa, once you're doing something and people are like enjoying it, or they see you're making money from it, or you're getting fame from it, people don't see involved in it. So that's why I said the children need to be like, it's in vogue, but we need to be careful as well, not to like make it out of hand.
It's gone out of hand.
Yeah, well, let's do our best with the upcoming generations. There'll be what's more, at least on our own side.
Thank you guys so much for your contribution for this. A little bit of final reflection there. social media is a very complex terrain for black families. It can either erode or enhance familial and cultural integrity depending on context, usage and intentionality. The keys lies in creating community-owned platforms and digital literacy initiatives that center black experiences and challenge techno-colonial frameworks.
Sorry, can you recap? I'm not hearing.
So, I'm saying, just final reflections, right? This is not a question or anything like that. I'm just sort of summarizing what we've been talking about. There's a complex terrain for black families. It can either erode or enhance familial cultural integrity depending on context, usage, and, of course, intentions. And we're saying from what we've been saying that the key lies in creating community-owned platforms and digital literacy initiatives, right? That center around black experiences and challenge, some of the mindsets that we've had that have been very like, the colonial mentality that you speak of, especially with the older generation. What would you guys like to say in conclusion? Now we've literally got maybe like 5 minutes between us both, between you both, having this conversation. But how would you summarize the whole thing? Stunner, you've said you disagree with social media being fair in the sense of being open and being very laissez-faire. You, on the other hand, you've said, look, it needs to be more than, right? Mm-hmm. If I get it correctly. So I want you to sort of round up your thoughts regarding it. Just put it all into a couple of sentences and I'll let Stunagi take it from there.
Actually, I've rounded up earlier by saying we need to do better and monitor what our children go on social media to do, watch, and always ask questions, check up on your children, make sure you know what they're doing. Don't just give up a phone to a child without like putting appropriate moderation on the phone. And we as parents, we need to do better on what we ourselves put out there, because now any small family issues is being displayed on social media. So we need to like be careful what we put out there. We might not know we're hurting our friends, ourselves, our children, but we need to like do things that justify the sake of our children, in the sense that don't put these children in a space that they are emotionally disturbed because of what you've put out there, and their friends are like teasing them. Your mom just did this on social media. I saw your mom, and on social media will always remember what you do now. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, people are gonna see it and attack you with it, attack your children with it. So let's be very sensitive and sensible with what we post online and what we dish out to people online, especially our children and family. And we don't copy on social. Not everything you see on social media is real. You can see a very lovely and very sweet and happy family, but trust me, down there is not sweet. What you see on social media is not always real. I'm not saying there are not sweet couples or family on social media, but not everything on social media is real.
It's a facade.
Not everything on social media is true. Always learn to make inquiries out of the box. When you see something, ask questions, make inquiries from other people, from other medias. Don't just like pick up one thing and take it in as fast as you can. And these children are very smart, so let us be smarter. So I'm going to pass it down to Strategy to round up.
Well, anything that works for good for us as a community is what I'm about. We gotta be pro our community. So anything you gotta do to better your life, to better the lives of your children, should be what you should be pro at. Look, I really don't care what anybody does in their private lives, but the importance of all this is for us to have a head goal. Mm-hmm. Right? However way social media is going to better your life positively, please go for it by all means. Okay? No holding backs. You understand me? So if you need to do your research properly, work on, being productive in a very positive manner, please go for it. Feel free to do it. I just want our community to be better. We have incredible, significant minds amongst us. But where are they? That's my thing. You know, I just want us to be productive as a collective, as a whole. You understand? I don't care what anybody does in their closet, and it's none of anyone's business. But the thing is, we have to come out as a force that we are, for people to see us and be like, I love these people. It's high time now they're getting themselves right. Because I tell you, the world is waiting on us. Facts. They just want us to key. And then, I don't know, we will continue to blame other communities, the colonizers and all of this stuff. But hey guys, they've left us on our own for a little while now. There is no excuse yet again. Please stop all that nonsense about, these people they have no hold on anybody. We have a hold on ourselves. So we need to take the breaks of our necks, the legs of our necks, whatever it is that's choking us, take it and you move. So on my conclusion, anything that works for us as a community as a whole, that will move us forward, move us to greater and better heights, is what I'm up for. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Donna Gee. Thank you so much, Liz, for your contributions to this. This has been a very, very wonderful conversation. I'm glad we had it. For all you guys who are watching this, we really want your thoughts regarding this, whether you agree, whether you disagree, what your opinions are, what your suggestions are, whether you think the older generation should take accountability for, some of the wrongs that are existing in our society, whether you think more should be done regarding the younger generations, just everything that you're thinking in your mind, put it in the suggestions, like and subscribe, tap on those buttons right now and do what you need to do. Our next conversation would even be just as interesting, if not even more. So make sure you join us. Make sure you're putting this notifications on, so that as soon as we're dropping these things, you're getting them, and we're getting your contributions regarding it. Thank you so much for your time. I'd like to thank Stunning Gee for being a part of this, Limitless for being a part of this. Thank you, Michael, for just making sure this runs as smoothly as possible. Thank you for the whole team. Thank you for everybody that's, the editors and everybody else that are doing this. Guys at home, make sure you are, telling us how much you love this, so that, we'll carry on doing it. And
just a quick one.
Do you want to say something?
Guys, if you love our new settings, shout us out, man. You understand? We just got our new place, and if you're loving it, let us know as well.
Let us know.
So that's a tag between Stunning Gee and
we're trying to make this whole thing as comfortable as possible, so our minds can be focused and be as refreshed, as ever. Do you understand what I'm saying? But yeah, let us know what you think about our new settings. You understand what I'm saying? And the man behind it is still Sir Michael Lee Thompson, MLT self, the magician.
Meaning God.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, please, shout us out if you love it. Because this is going to be our home for some time now. So yeah, I just thought I should drop that so you guys know. We've just moved into a new place, pretty much.
Most definitely. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for your support. And make sure you tune in next time. We're going to be back again. This is Broad in Mind. And we're out.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.